This is a picture of the International Space Station, a joint partnership between multiple countries and different space agencies to develop science in space and learn more about the universe around us. This is a picture of an astronaut who might be aboard the International Space Station. And this is a cartoon video game being who loves to do tasks and do science himself. Why am I showing you these pictures? Glad you ask. Video games in real life are really different. You can't just eject someone out of an airlock because they're acting sus. So what happens when someone really commits a crime in space? And what are some real-world examples of space crime? I'll be answering those questions and more, but first, my name is Spectre, and as you can see, I have a fascination with space. If you think that this video is a cool idea, it would mean the world to me if you guys could hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more cool videos like this one in the future. Now, where was I? Alright, space crime. So let me give you an example. You are aboard the International Space Station, and one of the Russian astronauts steals the last American space cookie out of the cookie jar. How are they punished in space? Glad you asked. So, to put it simply, there's a bunch of old guys working for different governments who thought about this ahead of time. They got together and were like, we launched a spaceship like 10 years ago. What do we do if there's like a crime or something? So they made a whole treaty that figured this out. So I'm gonna just flash it on screen real quick, and it's a bunch of like complicated crap. But basically, any country is responsible for their own spaceships and crime aboard their own spaceships. So like if it's a U.S. spaceship, then like the U.S. handles a crime aboard that spaceship. But that still doesn't answer the question of the International Space Station, though, because if a Russian steals an American's cookie, then like what do you do about that? So they came up with another treaty years later when the International Space Station went up that I'm gonna flash on the screen again. But basically, it said the exact same thing, where if a NASA astronaut committed a crime, NASA got to investigate them first, and that's how it sort of worked. Like other agencies would be able to investigate them eventually, but like your own agency investigated your crime. So let's say there was a murder aboard the International Space Station. Whoever was a suspected murderer or the murder victim would be the investigator of the crime, which is kind of interesting, at least in my opinion, that there's no like space agency or international space agency to investigate space crime, which is what I kind of thought there'd be. It's just like your own astronauts get investigated. So it's kind of crazy. But anyway, how about some real life examples? So, has there ever actually been a real crime in space to test out this theory that you can police your own astronauts? Well, I'm glad you asked. We have all had some crazy exes in our time, but one astronaut in 2019 had an ex that was one step above. Introducing Anne McClain, a decorated NASA astronaut who had just become accused of identity theft. The first and only account of an alleged space crime to date, which is pretty amazing that there's never been another crime in space other than this, and it was identity theft. So, Miss McLean was accused of going all hacker man on NASA's computer on the International Space Station and accessing her ex's bank account. Although this access was deemed to have happened, it was using an old password of McLean's ex, and eventually, it was deemed that she hadn't really done anything wrong, but this is the only sort of accusation of a NASA astronaut committing a crime in space, which is really a testament to how hard they psychologically train these astronauts and stuff. And in fact, her ex was charged with lying to a federal investigator, so make sure you don't lie to the police kids. So, what about the future? What about when not all astronauts are going to be trained for not committing crimes and psychologically tested and all of that stuff? What happens when there is space crime? The new frontier opens up and it goes all Star Wars on that shit, and we're all blasting each other with laser blasters and crap. Well, who knows? There's gonna be a ton of crazy laws, I'm sure, that happen in space, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a consumer market to travel to space very soon. So we'll see how that goes. And there hasn't really been any documentation for what laws will be followed from Earth and what new laws will be made in space. So leave a comment down below with a law that you think will exist for our future in space. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to follow Space Law and leave a like and subscribe with the notification bell on to be notified of all future videos. This has been Spectre with Space Law and Space Crime, and I will see you guys in the next one.